What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be your review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 10, episode 5. So look, see, this is one of those episodes that I hate trying to review because so much stuff went on that I just don't give a dag on about trying to unravel. But I'm gonna try to figure it out because at different points, at different times, I was siding with different people. Like in the beginning of this, I feel like Kyle, you picked this fight. Like you were coming for Dorit. You were coming for Dorit. Regardless of whether I agree with what she was saying or not. You were coming for Dorit, right? And then you carried it over from the retreat, you brought it to the dinner. And then when everybody didn't agree with you, then you got upset. So when you were talking about Dorit being in glam and all of that, when nobody cared that Dorit showed up in glam, when nobody cared that, she showed up with a full face of makeup to work out, then you got upset. Then you said something about how you defend everybody. Well, Lisa Rinna was saying, hey, no, you don't. Now, in that case, look, Lisa, I feel like Kyle has done her fair share defending people. She did lose Lisa Vanderpump, and she did go toe to toe with her sister over you. You brought up the example of the time that she didn't defend you, but in that situation, you kind of were wrong. See, I think Kyle wasn't using her words correctly, and I think what Kyle, a better thing for Kyle to have said is, I have defended you when I thought you were right, even at the expense of my own relationships. I think that would have been a more accurate statement. But to blindly say, well, I just defend you guys all the time, well, no, that's not true. And it's okay that it's not true because you didn't defend people when you thought they were wrong. See what I'm saying? So she gets mad, she storms off, and then Teddy comes back to the table and Teddy starts defending Kyle. And in that situation, I really felt like everybody should have just shut up because it was just a dumb argument at that point because Lisa Rinna then got on her high horse about what Kyle does and doesn't do. And like I said, when you're right, Lisa, she did defend you. When you're not right, she didn't defend you. And Lisa, you're not always right. Lisa, you do too much sometimes. You go extra. You are extra sometimes. A lot of the times, actually. Um, but of course, it ended up with Kyle telling all of them. Then she said all of y'all are a bunch of liars, and Garcelle was like, "Well, I just want to know what did I lie about? Like, you tell me where you felt like I was fake or phony. You let me know." And I'm just like, these people. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's going to be like that pretty much throughout this whole episode. That there are different parts of the argument that I see people's point of view. I don't necessarily agree with all of it, but in this situation, if I had to go back to the root of it, in my opinion, and I'm sure people are going to disagree with me, but in my opinion, Kyle, you started this because you were still coming for Dorit from the whole situation with the retreat thing. Anyway, child, whatever. And like I told y'all last week, y'all can get mad at Dorit if y'all want to. Dorit never had any intention, and I blame that whole situation on Teddy and how the invitation was sent out. But again, we're not beating no dead horses. Now, Lisa's daughters are starting their own clothing line, DNA. I have mixed feelings about this. And Teddy sort of brought it up in a passive aggressive way, but I'm gonna just go on and say what you was thinking, Teddy. So Delilah is too fragile to live independently, but you think she's ready to run a clothing line? They're not even 25. And at the end of the day, I'm happy that, and I will say that Lisa admitted that, hey, would they have this opportunity if I wasn't her mother and Harry wasn't her father? No. But I can get them in the door, but they got to maintain and keep it going. And so I can respect that. And I'm not even mad that Lisa made it happen. But I'm just saying that there's got to be some serious um, stress and anxiety in running a company. I don't know. Whatever, child. I ain't mad at you. Shit. Whatever. Lisa did what Lisa does. You know, she ended up in the photo shoot, child. I don't know how she ended up in the photo shoot, but she did end up in the photo shoot. But listen, I'm happy for them. None of the clothes look like anything that I could probably fit. But you know what? They weren't made for me. They were made for the millennial, and I wish them luck. I wish them well, child. Whatever, child. I'm confused. I feel like this is rich people stuff. That's just me. Call me crazy. Call me what you want. I just feel like this rich people shit. Anyway, so then we had Denise going out to dinner with Erica, well, lunch, whatever. And, you know, Denise was saying how, you know, her daughters was repeating some of the things that was said. And when she had lunch with her oldest daughter, she was talking about threesomes and stuff. And how her daughter was like, look, Mom, I'm not a prude. I'm not stupid. I know what a threesome is. And Erica did apologize. You know, Erica was like, look, you know that we had potty mouths and but you know, Erica's attitude about the whole thing from the beginning has sort of been, well, you knew you were inviting to your house, like, you know how we talk, you know how we are, like, maybe next time you should put them in the house, like. And Denise's thing was, the last thing I want is for one of my daughter's friends to go home and tell her parents, yeah, I had a great time over, you know, Miss Richards' house, we were talking about threesomes. And I absolutely can understand that being a concern, and it's a valid concern. You know, I think that people, and Erica, y'all know I love me some Erica Jane down, but I think that sometimes people can be judgy of other people's parenting. And Denise Richards can be she said, well, I thought I was at Miss Wild Thing's house. Okay, well, Denise made that movie when she was 20, not when she was the mother of three. You know what I mean? Like, there's a different mindset. And y'all know that when Denise is by herself, she is front and center with the freaky deaky conversation. She is front and center with telling you all about her sex life with her and her husband. Like, when she's alone, but when she's with her kids, when her kids are around, she's in mommy mode. And I don't think that should be taken lightly. And I don't think that should be disres like, I don't, disrespected isn't the word, but I just feel like, and I mean, again, I love Erica Jane, but I really have a problem with her flippant attitude, because I feel like Denise had every right to be offended. Like, I invited you guys into my house. Y'all know my kids are right there. I asked y'all, can y'all watch your language? I said it more than once. I said it multiple times, and it was like you did not care. To me, that's disrespectful. I don't care. That's like if I cuss like a sailor, it doesn't matter how much I curse. If I ask you not to curse around my kids, then I expect you to respect the fact that you don't curse around my kids, because I don't curse around my kids. Now, when me and you, we out at the club or we out doing what we do, and you hear how I talk, that's cool, but that's not how I talk around my children. And I just feel like there was and I see it, we're gonna see it later on in the episode too. I feel like there was just a level of disrespect about that. It'd be different if Denise was acting like that when they were alone, and y'all are like, come on, Denise, you know you have a potty mouth, but her kids really were sitting right there. I just think that was disrespectful, and I think it's disrespectful and very flippant of the group to act like it wasn't a big deal. Now, I will say this: Erica did apologize. You know, she did apologize. Um, and then they talked about Kyle Child, and of course, the whole thing about Kyle, and Denise was saying that she did send out a text thanking everyone, and Kyle's the only one that didn't respond. And she was like, I just don't understand where that came from. And does Kyle think I'm fake? Like, what is she talking about with all of us being fake? This, that, and the other. So, again, y'all know Kyle throws her damn tantrums, child. Listen, again, this review might, because this episode just, oh, God, they just got on my nerves. This episode, they really got on my nerves. Then we saw, it's Garcelle's twins. It's their birthday, and she was saying how Beverly Hills is known for having these over the top birthday parties, but my kids, they are perfectly content with pizza, sodas, donuts, and having their friends over and just having a good time. She was like, I'm just, and I think what she really wants us to understand is that she is just doing her best to not be Hollywood. She doesn't want her kids to be Hollywood. She didn't grow up that way, and she doesn't want them to feel like things are just going to be given to them, or they're going to be living this extravagant lifestyle just because they live in Hollywood, or just because she's a movie actress and their father is an agent. So I can respect that to a certain extent. I respect it up until the point of you don't want them to feel ostracized. Like, you don't have to indulge everything, but I also think that if you live in a certain neighborhood and you send your kids to a certain school, there is a certain expectation. I'm not saying that that means you let them wear Gucci down, because I agreed with that last week, and I'm not saying that you give them a $100,000 birthday party. I'm not saying that either. But I do think that as they get older, if they start expressing their wants for certain things, I do think she may need to take that into consideration, knowing where she's raising her children. You know what I mean? You're raising them in Beverly Hills. There's a certain expectation. But that doesn't mean you indulge everything either. That's not what I'm saying. But I understood that. So anyway, so this particular night, honey, the ladies have three events. They're going to start off with pre-gaming over to Erica Jane's clubhouse. You know, she has her studio, her clubhouse, honey. We've seen that in previous seasons. Um, um, and then from there, they're going to go to the launch party for the clothing line, and then they're going to end up with dinner. So y'all already know it's about to be some whole bunch of shit. So the ladies get to Erica Jane's place, and of course, Kyle is feeling some, kind of way, because she didn't really talk to nobody since the whole situation went down. And so of course she's feeling a little awkward. Dorit shows up with a ponytail down to the floor, honey. Dorit. Anyway, Dorit is Dorit, child. But she said her and Kyle, Dorit was like, look, me and Kyle, we do what we do. We fall out, we have an argument, and then we get back together. We friends all over again. We move on. Denise is there. I think Teddy came. Lisa shows up, and Lisa has Lois. And of course, everybody loves Lois, honey. We love Lois. Lois says she's still driving at 91. And she said she ran a red light, but you allowed to do that. No, Lois. Then she said it was yellow. Now, was it yellow or was it red, Lois? Child. We had to take my grandmother's driver's license from her, child. Anyway. So then they started talking about how they were explaining to their kids about Teddy being pregnant. And once again, Erica was like, they were talking about what they told their kids and how long they waited to tell their kids and all of that. And Erica was like, what's the big deal? Just tell them what it is. You put the penis in the vagina. And again, I just feel like Erica and she has a very different parenting method, obviously. And I do think that sometimes parents do make a bigger deal about sex, but I don't think that it's wrong for parents to wait till they're comfortable or till they feel like their children can understand that whole mindset, that whole process. Anyway, Lisa ends up pulling Kyle aside, and she apologizes and said that, that they're in a good place, and she doesn't want to take them to a different place, and that, she just wants everything to be good. And, Kyle is like, me too, and, oh, I'm so glad. And was the theme black? Because everybody had on black. Was that the theme for the night? Was black? Because everybody had on black. Anyway, except for Sutton, of course, who had on white. Whatever. So then they left Erica Jane's place, and they went down to the clothing line. I mean, and as they were leaving, Lisa was like, well, I don't have to say that anymore. I was gonna say Lisa Brenner, but it's only one Lisa now. Lisa was like, I have a surprise for you guys. It's a collaboration. I can't wait for you guys to see it. You guys can't, we can't wait. Blah blah blah. Sutton automatically starts acting really funky. Like, in her mind, she feels like it's something else going on. I'll get back to that in a second. Let's talk a little bit about Dorit and her new business venture. Now, she made it seem like she was buying a restaurant. But then when they showed the clip of the guy who's the owner of the Buca de Pepper chain of restaurants, then he said that he's going to allow her to decorate one. So which one is it? Are you decorating it, or did you buy one? I'm just not clear. But the Buca de Peppers, like, in my area, went out of business, so I don't know. They closed down, so I don't know. Clearly they're open in other parts of the country, but the ones around here, they closed, child. Anyway, so of course, Dorit is making that sound like, it's just the best thing that they she made it seem like they had a new restaurant. But like I said, from the clip, it sounded like she's just decorating it. I don't know, child. Y'all get me together in the comments, cause shit, I don't know. So then they go to the opening of they go to the clothing launch. And when they're getting out the car, Sutton is like, "Oh my gosh, I have such anxiety. I'm getting ready to, what did she say? Because I don't want to misquote her. She said, I'm getting ready to spaz the fuck out, right?" And Dorit was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "I hope he's not here. Oh my God, is he here? Is he here? Oh my gosh." And Dorit was like, "What you talking about?" She was like, "The makeup guy, the makeup guy." And Dorit was like, what are you talking about? Well, come to find out, Lisa Rinna's makeup, the guy that does Lisa Rinna's makeup, a guy by the name of Jeffrey, not Jeffree Star, child, Jeffrey something else. Him and Sutton went into business together, and somehow or another, the business, they fell out. And so it clearly was a really nasty falling out, to the point where Sutton felt like she was going to have a mental breakdown if the guy was at the damn party. Because I'm thinking to myself, you don't have to be friends with the person if y'all don't get along anymore and y'all fell out, but just don't, y'all at a party, like, just don't talk to him. Like, I don't understand why we make stuff bigger than it has to be. So of course the Reap was just like, girl, chill out, it's not that serious. So when they get inside, they realize that it's not him, that he's not there, that the collaboration she was talking about was with that big fat Jewish guy, and they made a collaboration with the Rose. And then Delilah was like, "Yeah, I did the flowers all by myself." And Lisa was like, "Oh wow, that is great." She was like, "Yeah, I DM'd them." Is she really ready to run a business? Cause she thinks that was taking care of the flowers, that you DM the people. Girl, I don't look. So then, Dorit is like, "What do you mean?" She said flip out. She didn't say spaz the fuck out, but she said flip out. So Dorit was like, "What are you talking about?" And Sutton was like, "It's not the right time to screw with me on this. It's not the right time to mess with me about this." And Dorit really was like, "What you talking about? Like, what is wrong with you?" And again, I felt the same way. I was like, "What is she talking about? Like, what is her issue? Like, she's really tripping right now." And so they go into the event, and again, like I said, the guy wasn't there, so of course Sutton was like, "Oh, okay, good. Who, the guy's not there? Fine, fine, fine." Um, it was a nice event. Seemed like it was cool. I mean, I guess, you know, at least they had fashions at this one. You debuting a clothing line. At least there were fashions at this clothing line, unlike other people. I'm just saying. So they go to dinner, child, and here we go again with the next big argument of big fight of the night. So they're at dinner, and Dorit brings up the comment that Sutton made about spazzing out because not knowing whether the makeup guy was gonna be there or not. Then Lisa Rinna gets in her feelings, talking about something. "Oh, I know you weren't. I know you weren't gonna ruin my daughter's event. I know you weren't gonna spaz out at my daughter's event. Oh no, I don't play that with my kids." I'm like, Rinna, first of all, how many events have you ruined for other people? That's number one. Number two, calm down. Number three, that's not what she meant. It was really a term of words. Sudden ain't about to do nothing to nobody. She couldn't bust out of a damn wet brown paper bag. Okay, it really was more of a figure of speech. I really feel like if the guy was there, I feel like she would have just left. I don't feel like she would have made a scene. She's too Emily Post rules of manners for all of that to happen. And Renna, you know that. She's your friend and you know her and you know that. You were just trying to create a moment. You were being real extra. And you took Sutton by surprise. Sutton was like, "Wait a minute, hold up, you're my friend. And you're the one that brought me around these crazy bitches. So why are you coming at me right now? Like, you know better." And you did, Renna. You were doing too much. In that moment, you were doing too much, Renna. Um, so then from there, they were able to change, bring it down. Erica, I think it was Erica, was like, "All right, let's just change the topic. Let's calm down." Next thing you know, Sutton is crying, and she's telling Dorit. Now Dorit is being extra too, because Dorit is like, "Well, I don't understand. What did she mean? I don't know when people say they're gonna flip out. I don't know what they mean. Does that mean they're gonna throw drinks? Does that mean they're going?" Dorit, be quiet. You know it didn't mean all that. Like, you like You really took what that woman said literally. Like you literally thought she was going. Dorit, chill out. Like it wasn't that serious. Now Sutton was being, extra. Don't get me wrong, but it really wasn't that serious. Like you know good and damn well. And Lisa, you was doing too much too. So anyway, that turned into a big thing. So then, in an attempt to try to change the subject, somehow it came back on to Kyle. So then they were trying to ask for an explanation from Kyle about what she meant when she called everybody fake. When she said all of y'all are fake, all of y'all are fake, all of y'all are fake. So of course they want to know what you mean by all of us being fake. And once again, Kyle starts going to glam. And she starts talking about, well, Denise, you know, you were miss, natural and jeans and a t-shirt last year. Now all of a sudden you're glam. I mean, you had an ice sculpture at your house. Denise was like, what? And I said the same thing. I'm like, Kyle, what? Like, y'all know I made a little comment last week when she had the ice sculpture at the Down to Earth cookout. I did. But it wasn't that serious. And as far as glam is concerned, again, Denise Richards has been a movie star for 20 years. Like that's what she like. I don't think it's a big deal for her to be in glam. And like she said, I didn't know she was on the Bold and the Beautiful, by the way, because I don't watch it. But she said half the time I'm meeting up with y'all, I'm leaving the set. Like I'm leaving the Bold and the Beautiful, and I'm coming to you guys, and I'm already in glam. Like I'm not, but most people are going to get in glam when they're going to be on camera. Like even if it's a natural glam, so that it doesn't look overly done. Most people have something on before they're going on camera, whether it's for this show or anything else. And so for Kyle to bring that up and try to throw that back at Denise, and Denise was like, wait a minute. So then her and Denise got into it, child. Then um Dorit says, once again, here it is, that double standard. So you want to say something to Denise about her being in glam and her coming off as fake because she wasn't in glam last season, but now this year. And they were like, well, what about, once again, what about Teddy, little Miss, tomboy Teddy last year? Every time we saw her, she was glammed up. And she ain't lying. Now that's the truth. That is absolutely the truth. And like Denise said, she said, I've had camels at my house for my kids' birthday parties. Like, I'm very Hollywood when I want to be. I'm just choosing not to be right now. So then, Kyle doesn't want to answer the question. Erica has a headache. It just becomes, once again, a big ass mess. Denise, so then finally Lisa says, look, I guess I better take my mama home. Lois is like, why you gotta take me home? Like, I ain't gonna do with this. But she said, at the end of the day, y'all gonna go to sleep, y'all gonna wake up tomorrow, and y'all gonna just be over it. It's just gonna be one big misunderstanding, and everybody's just gonna be over it. And I think that is too. Y'all know next week they're gonna be friends again. But I'm not understanding the pettiness. It's like they don't have anything. Like, I almost wish we went back to arguing about a dog. Because are we really getting ready to sit here and argue about who's in glam and who isn't when all y'all asses being glam? Like, come on, Kyle. Really? Really, Kyle? You're gonna be mad at somebody because they want to present themselves in the best possible light. Like that's what we're doing now. We're mad because somebody wants to look nice. Really, Kyle? And again, I think they got hung up on Kyle calling everybody fake. So then they wanted her to give examples and they wanted her to explain. Y'all know she was just mad. She was just pissed off and she was just calling all of y'all out y'all name. Again, everybody just need to take a break. Y'all need to go out back with Mauricio and Denise's husband and smoke some of that weed they were smoking last week so that everybody can just chill out. That's what everybody just go smoke some of that weed that they had and bring it down a little bit because we're doing too much. I feel like everybody's trying to create a moment and there's no moment to create. I get it. You got to create moments, but this whole episode was based on bullshit. Now somebody's going to come in the comments and tell me that it's not, and they're going to explain to me why this was such a great thing. But bullshit. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.